sir. Hello, mates. This is Kyle Nira, the representative of Group 3 Reporters. And our report is about keeping a safe deck watch in port when carrying hazardous cargoes. So, what is hazardous cargoes? Dangerous goods, also referred to as hazardous cargoes, substances, materials, and that are covered by the INBG code in cargoes that is considered to be hazardous because of its flammable, corrosive, poisonous nature or other properties. A dangerous good is any substances or material that is capable of an unreasonable risk to health, safety, property when transported in commerce. Identifying dangerous goods is the first step to reduce the risk posed by the product with proper packaging, handling, communication, and storage. So this is basically also known as the HAZMAT or the hazardous materials. And all of these type of dangerous cargoes identified in different classes in the INBG code or the International Maritime Dangerous Goods with different classes according to its types and classifications.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Dick Cadet Hans Carel D. Nunez and this is my topic. The number of crew member required on board ship. Commercial vessels typically have 20 or 30 crew members, including 2 or 3 cooks and stewards in the kitchen, and 4 engineers to run the power plant. Most crew members are classified as able-bodied seamen, performing deck, wheelhouse, and other duties. Now in the next slide, you can see the organizational chart where the rankings of personnel is displayed. Of course, the highest of them all is their master or the captain. Now in the deck department, you can see the chief officer or the chief mate, the second mate, and the third mate. Now below them is the bosun or the boatswain. Below him is the able-bodied seaman or the EB, ordinary seaman or the OS. Now below them is the deck cadet or the trainee. Now in the engine department, you can see the chief engineer, second engineer, third engineer, and the fourth engineer, and the electrical engineer. Now below them is the filter, motorman, and the oiler. Now last but not the least is the catering or steward department. Here you can see the chief steward, chief cook, and the trainee cook. That's all for this topic. Now for the next reporter. Thank you.
Good day, sir. This is Azandi Ordinan, and this is my part of my report. So, the state of readiness of fire, fighting appliances, and other safety equipments. Fire is one of the major causes of accident that occur on board a ship. Ship carry vast amount of combustible cargo, flammable substance like oil and petrol, in addition to other ignition machines for training. The second is, which is why it's necessary for this ship to be equipped with our required appliances to control the spread of fire before they become manageable in case of fire. It is also imperative to check if all the ships meet the necessary safety standards and are equipped with important firefighting appliances. Some of the most commonly used firefighting appliances need to be on board a ship are fire dampers, fire pumps, fire hydrants, fire redundant buckets, fire hose and nozzles, and most important, portable fire extinguishers. This equipment help in bringing under control the fire on board ship during a catastrophic accident. In addition to that, each ship must have a fully functioning and upgraded fire detection and fire alarm system. The best way to deal with fire on board ship is to prevent them rather than letting them occur. Breaking out of fire in a place where no fire exists is called ignition. Whereas flash, it is a term used for fire eruption in a new place as a result of flame from existing fire in a nearby place, the ignition source. Fire on board ship can be prevented by finding rectifying leakage of fuel oil, lubricant oil, and exhaust gases. In a ship generator room, the biggest danger of fire is from leaking high pressure fuel pipe. Oil leaking from such pipe can full of high temperature exhaust, manifold, or an indicator cocks, which are sensitive point for catching fire. In modern marine engines, there is push type cover concealing the indicator cock. However, in old engine, there is no such provision available, which makes it quite difficult to provide logging into indicator cocks. This tip, fuel high pressure pipes are shifted and the leakage find its way to a small tank. At the bottom of the engine nose, a fuel leak of tank. It is imperative to keep the system in good order by regularly testing the tank alarm, fuel leak of tank high level alarm. So that's all my part, sir. Thank you.
Special Port Regulations. Naked lights and smoking should be prohibited in or near a dangerous goods handling area at all times. If possible, dangerous goods should be handled and stowed during daylight hours. If not, adequate lighting must be provided during the operation. It should be noted that the colors of some labels appear to change in artificial light. Ambient temperatures in relation to the flash point should be taken into account, particularly in hot weather or tropical climates. If spillage occurs, it should be carefully dealt with, having regard to the dangerous nature of the substances. It should not be allowed to spread via footwear, wind, etc. And spillage should not be replaced in appropriate package without the knowledge and advice of the manufacturer. It's essential that the IMDG code is consulted for details of a particular commodity before taking action to contain a spillage or fire to ensure that the action taken does not endanger personnel or worsen the situation. The ship must be equipped with appropriate safety equipment and firefighting facilities required by the class of the dangerous goods to be carried. Obtain container packing certificate, indicate correct loading of a dangerous goods container, and the observance of the regulations set out in the IMDG code, International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. The container packing certificate is issued by the person responsible for packing the container. Other precautions shall be taken when handling dangerous cargo shipments as warranted by good seamanship. SOLAS, MARPOL, IMDG code, local and national regulations. Further guidance for handling DG cargo, dangerous cargo, is contained in IMDG code volume 1, 2, and supplement. Dangerous goods stowage. Particular caution is to be exercised when stowing dangerous cargo on board the vessel. Any dangerous cargo presented for loading must be accompanied by a proper manifest and declaration as required by international regulations. Further, the dangerous cargo must be acceptable for carriage as per IMDG code guidance. Reference here is made to the list of UN numbers restricted or prohibited for carriage on board particular vessels. After confirming acceptability of the dangerous cargo, the plan must be checked for proper stowage and segregation. Although terminal and central planners should provide proper stow of dangerous cargo, the final responsibility always lies with the master. Reference shall be made to vessel document of compliance with special requirements for ships carrying dangerous goods for confirming the proposed dangerous goods classes are acceptable for stowage in planned locations on board.
Decadent Novitos. I am a part of the Group 3, and this is my report. It's all about communication with the shore in the event by emergency arising. Communication should be maintained in the most efficient way between responsible officer on duty in the ship and responsible person ashore. When telephone are used, the telephone both on board and ashore should be continue managed by a person who can immediately contact his representative supervisor. Additional, the supervisor should be have efficiently rise of calls. When RT-VHF system are used, the unit should be preferably by portable and carrier by the supervisor or a person who can get touch his representatives immediately. Where fixed system are used, guidelines for telephone should be applied. Select the system of communication. Together with the necessary information or telephone number, channels to be used should be recorded by appropriate. This form should be designed by both ship ashore, representative telephone, and a portable. RT-VHF system should be comply with appropriate safety requirement. The agree signal to be used the event of an emergency arising as you're on board should be clearly understood by assuring the ship personnel.
Hi, I'm Cadet Leo Pardas, and this is my assigned report from the Group 3. Special precaution to prevent environmental pollution. The International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, is the main international convention covering prevention of pollution of marine environment by ships from the operational or accidental causes. The MARPOL Convention was adopted on November 2, 1973 at IMO. And here's the regulation. Transport of chemical, MARPOL Annex 2. Transport of chemicals and liquid raw materials for the food and animal food industries pose a major threat to the marine environment. Annex 2 of MARPOL Convention contains provision for construction, equipment, and operation of chemical tankers. This contributes towards the environmental sound transportation of noxious liquid substance in bulk. Basic principles of MARPOL Annex 2 are safe containment of noxious liquid substance, dilution of discharge, and limitation of discharge into the sea. And all important operations in connection with noxious liquid substance must be recorded in cargo record book. Carriage of harmful substance in package form, MARPOL Annex 3, regulation for the prevention of pollution by harmful substance carried by sea in package form, is the rather unwidely title of MARPOL Annex 3. This annex regulates the carriage of harmful substance in package form. MARPOL Annex 3 should always be read in conjunction with the IMDG Code, International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. The IMDG Code separates goods into different categories, which determines how the cargo needs to be handled. If a harmful substance is categorized as marine pollutant in the IMDG Code, it's also a harmful substance under MARPOL Annex 3. Marine pollutants are dangerous goods with properties adverse to the marine environment, for example, hazardous to aquatic life, marine fauna and flora, impairing the taste of seafood or accumulating pollutants in aquatic organisms. Marine pollutants must be specially packaged, labeled, and stowed on board to prevent their release into the marine environment by means of special labeling. Such pollutant may also be identified and separated from other cargoes during salvage operation after an incident. That's all. Thank you.
So I am one of the reporter, and I am given the task of the summarization of our report. So this is my summary. The officer of the watch should be aware of the nature of the hazardous and any special precautions necessary for the safe handling of cargo. So the three examples that all of the officers should remember is all dangerous cargo containers are properly labeled. All dangerous cargo containers are stowed as per the pre-stowage plan. Any leakage or damage to the containers are reported immediately to the chief officer / or loading supervisors. The next one is the officer of the watch should be aware of the appropriate action in the event of spillage. And this is the examples of that the officer should not forget. If anybody sees oil on deck, immediately close the ship's side scuppers and alarm the ship staff by shouting and contacting duty officers on bridge and engine room. Second is stop all the transfer immediately and locate the affected tank and its sounding pipe and vent position. Third, emergency muster to be called up by the master, and everybody must carry out their duty as listed in the master list of oil spill. Fourth, lower the quantity of spilled tank to a safer level in any other permissible tank. Fifth, putting sawdust over the scupper plug will give an additional barrier of oil to go overboard. Sixth, collect the spread oil in 200-liter SOPEP drum and clear the affected area. Last, master to enter the whole scenario in the ship incident report from and call up meeting to discuss the accident so such accidents can be avoided in the near future. That's all for today. That's all my part. Thank you, sir.